Okay, I'm Pawel of Blaze of Perdition. I'm the vocalist in the band, and you're listening to Brutally Delicious podcast.
Hey, you're listening to the Brutally Delicious podcast. I am Bruce.
I'm Chris.
Oh, I see what you did there with this real deep, dark.
What did I do?
Deep, dark stuff, which is going to take us right down the path. Today, we're going to be talking with the person's name is Pawel. I don't know how to pronounce the last name. It's Pawel is his first name. Pawel.
Paul.
Yeah, Paul. However you want to pronounce it. It's Blaze of Perdition, a really heavy black metal band out of Poland.
On Metal Blade.
On Metal Blade, yes. And I'm very excited to speak to them. I know we were chatting about it earlier. I kind of dig what they're doing. It's pretty heavy.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, it kind of reminds me of a Monomarth meets In Flames meets heavier than that.
Meets heavier than that. That's as specific as you're going to get, huh?
Yeah, well, I couldn't think of another band, but like they got the tempo up. The singer is just rock and growling.
Oh yeah.
But the guitars are really melodic. And the drums are pretty straightforward. There's not a lot of, anyways, I loved it.
Well, cool, man. Let's go ahead and get them on the line and we'll see what happens.
All right.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. I'm Bruce, my partner, Chris. Chris, you there?
I'm here.
How do you pronounce your name? Is it Pawel?
Pavel, or you can call me Paul in English. Doesn't matter, really.
Paul.
Oh, Paul. All right. How are you today, man? Are you in Poland right now?
Yes. I'm living in Poland, so so yeah.
Wow. So what's the time difference there? Is it right around dinner time there now?
Let me see. It's 20 to 7 p.m. right now.
Okay, so you're about 7 hours ahead of us.
Oh,
interesting.
Pretty big difference.
Yeah.
Is it cold?
It's pretty cold actually.
Well, cool. I want to thank you for taking the time to join us here. We can just jump right in and see where we end up. All right.
Okay. Just be pretty patient with my English. I tend to, forget words and all that stuff.
Yeah. Don't worry about that. Bruce can barely speak English, and he's been doing it his whole life.
Nice. So now that Harrowing of Hearts, I guess, is due out in about 2 weeks, right? 3 weeks?
Yeah.
How do you feel about it, and are you excited for the outcome?
Yes, obviously I'm very satisfied with the result. I'm excited for all the release and all that stuff, and let's just wait and see what happens. Can't really tell in advance what will happen after the release, so there's still time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So you guys it's black metal and it's real heavy duty themes. Is there something you want your fans to walk away from after listening to Blaze of Perdition or after listening to this record?
To walk away from something?
Yeah, do you want them to take a message or something you want them to take away from?
Well, not really. I take Blaze of Perdition as, I don't know, my kind of diary or something like that. What I write in the lyrics, what I express there is just my thoughts, my reflections on the world around. And so I don't really want to, teach people, tell them anything. I just express my inner side, and that's it. Actually, whatever people might come and take from those lyrics, it's just up to them. I don't really force anything, and I don't have any expectations. Actually.
Okay.
Cool.
Chris?
You're the singer, correct?
Yes.
You sound so much different than on the recording.
Well, yes, that's how grow really works. You don't really, sing your original voice there.
Right.
Yeah. I remember the first time I went to a metal show, I saw In Flames, and that guy could scream pretty good. And in between sets, he was like, "Oh, hello. Thank you so much for coming." And then right back into like, "Rah!" I was like, how does he do this? You know, it blew my
That's-
mind away.
That's natural, Is actually the sound of your voice when speaking and when growling is so different. It can't really be compared how the voice cords work and all that stuff. But that's up to every single vocalist to it differs from man to man. Some people actually sound pretty similar when they talk and or when they scream, and some don't. I don't. As you noticed, I have pretty, I don't know, high pitched voice for a man at least, and I don't really have high pitched growl, as you always know by listening to our music.
Yeah.
Is
so,
there?
oh,
I was just going to ask: do you have any kind of training in that kind of voice, or is it something you just learned on your own, or how do you prepare your voice to do that kind of thing?
Well, I learned it myself. I never had any lessons. I just, I started as a teenager, and we just had some meaningless band with my cousin, and we were just, playing stuff, Dark Throne covers, all that stuff. Not nothing serious, nothing important, and that's how it all started. My voice just began to change, to evolve with time, and that's how it happened. And if I have any special preparations for it, I don't think so. I just take some pills for my vocal cords before recording or before the show, and that's actually it. Nothing out of ordinary. Nothing, no special magic here, really.
Right.
Yeah, it seems though like you do it properly, because I've met a lot of people that growl, and their voice changes because of how they growl, if that makes any sense. But your voice stays nice and smooth. So, like, we were talking to Riley from Allegiant. That's his name, right?
Yeah,
Bruce?
absolutely. Yep.
And he was actually, he gave me a vocal lesson on growling on the podcast.
Well,
And it was
don't
really,
ask me to do it, please.
No.
but it was really interesting because he's also a vocal teacher. Like, he teaches he teaches regular singing, but in his everyday life he growls.
Well, I can't sing for shit, actually. I'm total shit when it comes to singing, so that's where we are different. But yeah, growling, no problem for me after all those years, I think.
Yeah. Bruce?
Yeah. So you guys are more of the, I would say, and I'm not the expert on it, but more of a traditional black metal sort of act. How do you think that black metal is these days, or the scene is these days, with it being so almost mainstream, right? With that film?
Well, I don't really know what to say about black metal being mainstream or not mainstream. What we do as a band, we don't really consider it either, I don't know, underground or mainstream. We just do what we do. We do what we feel is okay with us, what we feel we want to express. And if something, I don't know, sounds more mainstream or more approachable, it's not of the issue. It just doesn't matter to us. And same, I have same attitude for other bands as well. I just listen what I really like listening to, and that's it. I don't know if that even answers your question. Actually,
no, that's fine. I was just curious, like, what you thought of the black metal scene compared to like the older days, because I think you guys are more of like the traditional stuff that came out of Norway or Eastern Europe, right?
Well, yeah, we come from more traditional way of playing black metal. If you play our aerial records, like towards the Blaze of Perdition of the Hierophant, they were pretty traditional Swedish sounding black metal. But we actually started to evolve, try new things. So I don't really think we are that much that's traditional anymore, So I don't really consider us that orthodox, as, at least in the sound, if we are talking about the sound, the riffs and all that stuff, I don't think we are that orthodox as we used to be in the past.
Gotcha.
Is this your first record on Metal Blade, or have you been with them for a while?
No, it's our first record on Metal Blade. We were previously on Agonia Records. It's a Polish label.
Yeah.
We released 2 albums there, and previously we were on Pagan Records, also Polish, and our first album was released by our friend. It was super underground label, so it was called Putrid Prophet Production, but it doesn't exist for years, so it doesn't matter really.
What was it like making a record with Metal Blade compared to what you had done previously?
Well, actually, there was nothing really changed. Our process of writing stuff and recording it was pretty similar. What changed? I don't know what really changed there. Maybe our, I don't know, perception of it. We wanted to do our best. Well, we always wanted to do our best, but the fact that we are in Metal Blade perhaps puts some more pressure on us, but nothing really game changing, I'd say.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I was just curious.
What
Bruce?
is yeah, what's the writing process like for you guys? Are you guys all near each other and writing together, or are you just like sending stuff back and forth?
Well, we live actually in 3 different cities, so it's not that easy to gather and to write stuff during rehearsals. But guys, the guys who play instruments are meeting from time to time and write the stuff. But yeah, there is a lot of sending stuff via internet and discussing the ideas online.
Right.
Sadly, well, not always sadly, but it just has to be this way because, as I said, we have different duties in our different cities where we live. So it has to be this way.
Okay. You guys have any plans on hitting the road in support of the upcoming record?
Well, there are some plans. I'm not that involved in live plans because I don't play shows with the guys. I'm in a wheelchair since our accident in 2013. So guys play live without me. Actually, our bass player does vocals live. So I'm not, as I said, I'm not up to date to every detail, every single show. But yeah, there are plans. Actually, there are pretty big plans, but I can't really share anything until it's confirmed. Because it would cause some unnecessary mess.
Oh yeah, no, I get that.
Absolutely. Bruce, do you have anything else?
No, just I wasn't aware that you weren't out on the road with them. So it's your bass player just takes on the vocals.
Yes, he does that job. He does it well. So no reason to complain from me. He's a good replacement. He's a very talented guy, probably the most talented musician in the band. So it's all good.
Awesome.